morning, everybody. Welcome, and as Dorothy indicated, we have another free member service that the MLS is going to provide you, working with us, CoreLogic. And the best way to show you this is to take you out to a website of an agent in Florida who's currently hosting the product. It's called Realist Value Map, and there are two ways that you're going to be able to get to it. Way number one is within your MLS, and if you want to go in and have the ability to look up a property and find out what it's worth using an automated home valuation, you'll have the ability to do that. And not only can you do it here in your backyard in New York, but you can also do it anywhere in the country. CoreLogic collects data and does automated valuation models around the country, so you can look at properties in Florida, California, Phoenix, etc. So you're also going to be able to host this product out on your website. And that the ability to host it will be through a registration page through the MLS. And what this does for you with it out on your hosting it on your website, it'll increase traffic to your website. It'll keep customers there because the product was built to be a consumer-facing product. So that's your option, to host it out on your website and hopefully, cultivate relationships with clients and provide compelling content to your site. And what makes this product different than other valuations that you might see out there? Two things, basically. One, the company that I work for, CoreLogic, has been building automated valuation models since 1995, and we're the leader in that space of providing those models to lenders across the country. The other thing that makes this model a little different than others that you might see out there on consumer-facing websites is that we've entered into a relationship with your MLS here, who actually provides us some content that's used behind the scenes in the model, making it more accurate, returning a more accurate valuation than what you might see otherwise. This is the only model out there that does that uses not only public record data like all of them use, but also uses MLS content behind the scenes as well. So let's take a look. I have a website here of, like I said, an agent in Florida. So let's go in, and you'll see he's got a link on his site here called Realist Value Map, and something pops up that says, "What's my home really worth?" So this is where you're going to go. Now again, you'll have this functionality within the MLS as well as the ability to host it on your website. And up comes a map of the entire country. And because we're in Florida and to be able to show you the value of this, I have a Florida address here that we're going to enter. All it takes is an address, a zip code, a city or state, and we're going to tell it, let's go out and search. Now, if you notice on this page, it does indicate values on this page are modeled. Please work with your agent for a precise value assessment. We all know that these models are not always 100% accurate. Hold on, wrong zip code, guys. Always interesting using someone else's laptop here. And with light shining in my face on top of it. Let's try this. There we go. So we've entered an address. It's going to search through a property database of millions of properties and return a result here. And you'll notice that a couple things are happening here. We've got a map that's popped up, and up here at the top we have an estimated valuation of $389,000 for this property in St. Petersburg, Florida. You'll notice that on the map it maps the address that I highlighted, that I put in, and it gives you some more details other than just the value. It's going to tell you that it's a 2-bath home, the square footage, when it last sold, and at this point we can go in and look at homes that are for sale, because on this site you'll also see 5 nearby homes that are currently for sale through the multiple list service, as well as 5 homes that have recently sold, which is our tax data, which is what CoreLogic does. You'll notice that not only did it give us a valuation of the address that I entered, but it's also throwing down values on rooftops of all nearby properties as well. And let's zoom out here a little bit. and show you. You're also seeing some other flags on here. Flag number 1, a home that has recently sold and what it's sold for. The yellow flags are properties that are currently for sale. So at a very quick glance, you get an idea of what your subject property is worth, where nearby homes are for sale, and homes that have sold. And down below the map, we've got some additional information. It lists each of those homes that are for sale, those that have sold. The mapping has a lot of functionality to it. You can switch to a road view. You can switch to, we'll do a road here. You can switch to a bird's eye view of the properties. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, so you can move the map around, take a look at all the nearby properties. We'll go back to the aerial view here. And there's some other things. Remember I told you that this product was initially designed with the consumer in mind. So we've got some other tools here to the right that, for example, gives you the ability to change the value. If we know, for example, that this home is not a two-bathroom home or that the square footage is inaccurate, you or the consumer has the ability to go in and modify that data. Now, it doesn't save it on the system, but it can be modified and it will reevaluate the value of the home. The same thing applies if you're thinking about doing a home improvement and you're thinking about adding square footage onto the home, it'll calculate the value based on that home improvement as well. We've got up here some other things, some market trends that gives you a rolling 12-month idea of where the values are heading in a particular zip code. We can go in and look at recent sales nearby to this property. We can go in and notify me. Now, remember, keeping in mind the consumer influence here. If a consumer has visited your site and they've done a search looking up at a property and they want to be notified anytime there is a sale within a 2-mile radius of this particular property, the system is set up to do that, and the email actually comes from you, whomever site that they've looked at the property on. So you can be in contact with consumers out there, notify them where nearby properties have sold. The other thing here, as a consumer, I can keep track of my favorite homes, the ones I'm tracking, watching for. And then there's also just the contact me. Now remember, the consumer's on your site, you're hosting this, and say I've looked at a property, I'm now interested in it. I can reach out to whomever's hosting the site and ask that you contact me via email. So I have, that kind of gives you a rough idea here in my 15 minutes or less how much time I have of what this product's about. There's a flyer in each of your bags that you received today. As Dorothy mentioned, it'll be available end of October, 1st of November. There'll be a lot of announcements through your MLS. And I'm here today. I have a booth. So I'm here until 4 o'clock. So if you have any other questions, want to come by, I'd be more than glad to answer them. Again, it's a new free member service for those of you who belong to the MLS here. So. Okay. We still have some time? Okay. Yes.
You run a search based in something out of town. What if you did one? Would that come up?
Yes, you can. Well, I used a Florida address here only to show you this is an actual agent's website in Florida who's hosting the product. That's the best way to show it. But you can enter an address anywhere in the country and it'll return this type of information to you.
So it's available in Florida?
Oh, it's available everywhere. Yeah, this is just an agent just an example of an agent who's currently hosting this product out on their site. And here come November, you all have the ability to go in and host this product as well on your site, or just use it within the MLS to come up with a valuation of what a property is worth. But you can enter an address anywhere in the country as well as here in your backyard. That's the intent and purpose, that you be able to run a valuation here in the properties in the counties that you currently work. Not until November, correct. Not until November.
Yeah, I was wondering whether or not it registers any information about the user when they come to the site?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and that's entirely up to you on your site. If you want to collect some information from that visitor prior to allowing them to run this valuation, that would be a function of your website. Otherwise, no, we don't do any registration, but as the website owner, if you want to do that, you can certainly do that. Anything else? As I said, I'm here all day, and I'd be more than glad to answer any other questions. Is that it? Well, thanks, everybody. Nice to see you.